Welcome back to my channel. I hope your day is filled with energy, joy, and delightful moments. Thank you for always being here, as your presence makes this space even warmer and more meaningful. Today, we'll talk about a very special event, Huyen's wedding, a significant milestone not only in her love story but also in the beginning of building her home. Can you already feel the excitement just by mentioning it? But the most intriguing question is, will Huyen and De choose a luxurious, dazzling wedding like something out of a fairy tale? Or will they opt for a simple celebration filled with love and happiness? On one hand, there's elegance and splendor, lights, music, and brilliant details that make the moment unforgettable. On the other, there's closeness and warmth, where laughter, glances, and hugs from loved ones are the most valuable treasures. Perhaps this story isn't just about Huyen and De but also invites us to reflect. If it were you, would you choose a majestic, extravagant wedding or a simple, intimate one filled with genuine happiness? Join me to discover this beautiful love story. Huyen woke up at dawn when the sky was still covered in mist. She quickly put on her old jacket and prepared to head to the pineapple fields to make it in time for the morning harvest. Her shoulders carried many worries, but her eyes shone with determination. "De, I'm off to pick pineapples," Huyen said. "I'll buy a few extra to sell at the market. Maybe we can earn a little more." De looked at her and smiled gently. "Take care. I'm heading to the betel nut factory. It's tiring, but thinking about our wedding gives me strength." "Huyen," he continued, "all this effort now is so we can be happy later. As long as I have you by my side, all the exhaustion is worth it." "I feel the same," Huyen replied. "Let's work hard together, and that day will be beautiful, simple but full of warmth." Every day, Huyen works at the betel nut factory. The work is heavy, and her hands harden from the constant effort of packing and sorting. Yet, every time she thinks of De's confident gaze, her fatigue fades. She knows she's not alone on this journey. Huyen and De, two humble people with different jobs, have hearts that beat in sync toward the same future. The money they earn from hurriedly selling pineapples at the market or from long hours at the factory is carefully saved, like bricks laying the foundation for their future home. In the late afternoon, they often rest under a tree, sharing a simple piece of bread. De dreams aloud, "One day, we'll have a small house where we plant vegetables in the morning and sell them together at the market in the evening." Huyen smiles. "I don't need much. As long as I have you and hear our laughter, that's enough." Taking Huyen's hand with hope in his eyes, he says, "We'll make it. Our wedding will be the start of everything." They are tired, yes, but they never lose faith. Amid the drops of sweat, a flame of hope always burns. The wedding hasn't arrived yet, but happiness already vibrates in every day of work and in every tender word they share. After a long day of hard work, as the evening slowly fell, Huyen and De sat at a simple table with just a few humble dishes, a bowl of vegetable soup and some stewed fish. But the meal became special because of each other's presence. In the warmth of their small kitchen, they began talking about their upcoming wedding. Huyen gently set down her chopsticks, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "I think I'll just rent a simple wedding dress. It doesn't need to be luxurious, but I want you to look at me during the ceremony and feel that I'm the most beautiful bride." He smiled, his gaze tender and full of pride. "I'll rent a nice suit too. It won't be expensive, but it'll be enough to make you feel at ease by my side. We don't need anything grand, just our hearts beating together." They talked about inviting their closest friends, Sparkier, Adam, Tub, and a few others who shared so many memories. Their wedding wouldn't be loud or filled with dazzling settings. It would be a small ceremony where sincere smiles and hugs would mean far more than any luxury. Inside, Huyen felt a mix of joy and slight fear. She worried that their lack of resources might make the wedding less than perfect. But when she met De's steadfast smile, her unease vanished. She realized that her greatest fortune wasn't a lavish party but a man willing to share all her hardships. For De, caring for Huyen and preparing every detail, however small, was already immense happiness. He didn't dream of a wedding that would leave everyone in awe. He only longed for the moment when Huyen, dressed in white with radiant eyes, would stand in his arms. That simple lunch became a testament to their profound love, a sweet melody woven with sacrifice, trust, and hope. From that humble moment, Huyen and De knew with certainty that their future didn't need to be extravagant. Walking hand in hand was enough to make everything meaningful. The next morning, De took Huyen to a small bridal shop on a quiet street. The wooden door opened gently, revealing a dazzling world. Pure white dresses, like clouds, hung neatly on racks. Delicate lace and pearls shimmered under the warm lamplight, enveloping the space in a fairy tale glow. Huyen walked slowly, her heart pounding. She didn't dare look directly at the radiant dresses. Her hand trembled as she touched the softness of a skirt, her cheeks flushed with a mix of shyness and excitement. "They're so beautiful," Huyen whispered with a shy smile. "I never thought I'd get to try on a real wedding dress." De, watching her with tenderness, said in a warm, firm voice, "You deserve everything beautiful. As long as you're happy, every effort is worth it." The shop assistant offered Huyen a few dresses to try on. Then came the moment. The fitting room door opened, and Huyen stepped out in a pristine white dress, walking with a shy but radiant grace. He stood still, his eyes shining. He was silent for a few seconds, as if words couldn't capture his feelings. "God, Huyen, you're stunning," he said, smiling with emotion. "I feel like I'm dreaming." Blushing, Huyen lowered her gaze. "Don't tease me. I'm just afraid I'm not as radiant as others." De approached, gently taking her hand. "No, you're the bride I've always dreamed of. To me, you're the most beautiful. No one can compare." Their eyes met, and in that silence, they imagined their wedding. A simple celebration surrounded by close friends, filled with genuine laughter and hugs that outweighed any luxury. Huyen sighed, her eyes bright. "I don't need a lavish wedding, but sometimes I worry you'll think I'm giving you too little." Leaning close, he whispered in her ear, "I don't promise you the grandest wedding, but I promise the happiest." Moved to tears, Huyen squeezed his hand tightly. "With just you and our little family, I already feel complete," she said, her voice trembling. De, holding her hand with a firm smile, replied, "I promise, no matter what, I'll always walk with you until the end." The shop's light illuminated the couple, highlighting their clasped hands. It wasn't just a dress fitting, it was a vivid image of authentic, enduring love. In that moment, Huyen and De understood that their wedding wouldn't be a spectacle but the start of a shared journey, a story of happiness written with sincerity, tenderness, and a love that would never fade. The scene quiets, wrapped in the soft light of the bridal shop, as if a dreamy veil covers the entire space. Huyen appears in a pristine white dress, moving with delicate steps, her eyes shining with shyness and cheeks flushed with emotion. She looks like an angel from a fragile, radiant dream. He stands watching her, his gaze filled with tenderness. In that instant, all the exhaustion, sweat, and daily worries vanish. All that remains is a singular feeling: happiness. The happiness of seeing her glow in her wedding dress. The happiness of knowing their shared efforts finally have meaning. No ornate words or grand promises are needed. A look, a smile, a hand squeeze, it's enough to say everything. Their hearts beat as one, envisioning a simple, intimate wedding surrounded by close friends, with sincere laughter and the certainty that the essentials, love and lifelong companionship, are already there. A soft voice rises, like a whisper full of meaning. A wedding doesn't need to be extravagant. Love and togetherness are enough for the greatest happiness. The scene closes with Yi firmly holding Huyen's hand. Both smile, confident in a humble but eternally loving future. To bid farewell to the audience, a few heartfelt words. Thank you for joining us. See you in the next stories. Now, let's explore Maya's new journey, Huyen's daughter. How will Maya's school experience unfold? Will she fit in with her friends and continue her education with them? Let's find out together. After months of scraping by with manual labor, Huyen finally saved a small sum of money. Though modest, for Huyen, it represents immense effort and frugality. This money allowed her to buy new clothes for Maya and cover her school expenses for the first day back. The air buzzes with excitement across the small countryside. Children chatter, showing off their crisp white shirts and brand-new, freshly scented shoes. Maya is no exception. Dressed in beautiful new clothes her mother bought her, she clutches her backpack to her chest, her eyes filled with eagerness mixed with a hint of nervousness.